Hi, I'm Jacob with Power Pet Dog Training, and today we're going to teach you how to get the leash on. Now, before we begin, we're going to want to make sure that we have a leash, we have a collar, and we have some sort of reward base for our dog, something that they love. When you're picking out a leash, make sure that it's durable. I like these rope leashes, they're strong. Just as long as it's not frayed or chewed up, you should be good. When you pick out a collar, you want something that's not only durable, but your dog can't slip out of, so make sure it's fitted right. Or what I recommend are these martingale collars. It's a loop with a loop. One loop tightens the big loop, so your dog can't slip out of it, but then it loosens back up when they're relaxed. Or, best of both worlds, you can get one of these slip leashes. These slip leashes are universal. Again, any dog can fit them and they can't slip out of them. Now, when it comes to a reward base, make sure that it's something that your dog loves. Break. It could be toys. Probably the easiest is going to be food because it's a one-for-one transaction. So if your dog likes their kibble, you could use their kibble. Or what I recommend is freeze-dried beef liver. One ingredient and it's like crack. Dogs love it and it's easy to break up. Now, what you don't see here is a harness. I don't like to use harnesses and I don't like to use gentle leaders. Harnesses, a lot of dogs can get out of them, and we're not training sled dogs. The communication coming from the back's a little hard to guide the dog, so we like to have that head control. And when it comes to gentle leader, well, you gotta train them. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you gotta at least train them not to fight with it and mess with it. Otherwise, you can just get started with a regular leash and collar. So before we start just barking orders at our dog, we're gonna start to shape the behavior that we want. So instead of us prompting, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mark the correct decisions and condition a different response than what they are probably already conditioned to. Usually what happens is we get the leash and they're like, oh, we're going for a walk, and their energy level gets up to here, they're just going bananas, we're chasing them. And all of that's gonna now change. It's gonna stop. We're gonna create a new routine where they're doing majority of the work and all we're doing is saying, hey, yeah, I like that. Make more of those choices, right? So even before I try to put the leash on, I'll pick up the leash, and especially if they're going crazy, break. I'm just going to wait until I get them to pay attention to me. Yes, good boy. And then I'm gonna mark and reward their engagement, their attention, or them coming to me, especially if they're just crazy and they're just going crazy. I want to wait until they are at least coming, yes, good boy, a little bit closer to me. And what I can do is I can just move from one side of the room to the other. Yes, good boy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to shape them engaging, yes, more importantly, coming to me, coming to the front. I'm not even going to try to get this on. I'm just going to, yes, good boy, mark with either a yes or a clicker, and I'm just going to try to get them coming to the front of me so that I am not chasing them. Yes, good boy. Now again, right now we're just shaping. I want to be able to not chase them, and yes, good job. Now when I'm trying to actually get it on, again, if I'm using, say, something like a slip leash, I want them to try to do most of that work. I present it to them, yes, good boy, and they want to drive in there, right? I want them to show me, or at least do the work where I can get them to be cool and calm, or at least giving me that forward motion so I can get this on easy, or they want it. And if I'm using, say, a clasp leash, or I'm putting on a collar, then I wanna make sure that they're not going to be opposite to me, especially if I have a dog where I've just been chasing them and I've been chasing them, so they're always that step away where they're just out of reach. Spend time, get them coming to you. Yes, good girl. Get them interested. And then what you'll do is you'll start to approach them with it, but they have to either stay still or again, come to you. So if you're ever going to them and they just naturally want to take that step back, oh, good girl, very good. That's what you're gonna start to shape. So again, what I'm gonna do, I don't really necessarily care to sit the dog. You could also put them on a place, which helps keep them on a target and still. But what you could do is you can just start by, come, showing them in a normal speed, normal motion, back, yes, good job, back and forth, what that's gonna look like. I'm going to be approaching you. but don't be sensitive to it. So instead of me coming close to the neck and then pulling away, coming close to the neck and then pulling away, this is just normal speed. I'm coming too, and what I want to see is either them stay where they are and I can approach, yes, good job, and they don't even move a muscle, or they come closer to it, because that's, in the end, that's what I want. Come. Good job. And again, you could tell them to sit, or they could just stay there. And you want to present? Yes, good girl. You want to be able to get that collar around the neck, not them take a step back. Come. So you can present that neck. Yo, good job, very good. And you can put it on. Break. Now let's just say this is not coming easy. For whatever reason, this is turning out to be super difficult. We're just trying to change the routine. And we've conditioned our dogs that when we grab the leash, they're getting super energetic, or we're going straight for that walk, and we're just switching all this up so we can shape a new behavior. And again, what I'm doing is I'm not barking orders at my dog, I'm shaping. First I'm going to shape, then I'm going to command them to say come or to sit. But first, even just this, if I sit my ass on the couch and they come here, yes, good boy, and they're still and they're calm, so that I have the leash, I have what they want, I got some goodies on me, and that they're cool, they're calm. Now we're again starting things out right. We're starting things out calm. Appropriately, I can take this collar, yes, good job, and I can just work on getting it on and them not moving. Yes, good job, very good. And again, just switching up that routine in that picture so that we can have a nice, enjoyable walk. Yeah. Break, good job. Now let's just say you don't have such an easy dog. Let's say your dog is super impulsive, super aggressive, maybe super fearful. Then what you want to do is you want to start out from the crate. This is the most structured you can be. You're not giving your dog all the freedom in the world to just make a bunch of mistakes, and you can cut off certain options and start to work on that impulsivity, where now I can cut it off, open it up. And here I can work on them just being calm first. So now we're getting the leash on, and this is how they get their access to the world. You can do this from the car door. Do this at home. This is what a lot of working dogs start out with. All of my dogs start out with. And this is, again, how you can get just a little bit easier of a time with those special dogs or those harder dogs at setting things up right. Good boy. Break. So now let's recap. Why are we doing all this? Most of you probably think this is stupid. But we're trying to get this relationship built, and we're trying to get off to the right step. We want to condition our dogs to bring us their engagement, want to engage with us, follow us around, bring us their body. And so that all starts just even getting the leash on. Those little details matter. So before you start commanding them, just begin shaping the behavior that you want. Go from one end of the room to the other, marking and rewarding them, following you, giving you their engagement. And then what you'll do is you'll start to work on getting the leash, the collar on, clasping it. What you might need to do is start to desensitize them to you approaching. Make sure they're not going away. You just want them to be calm or coming closer to you, right? Then you can get that leash on. And if you must, or you have a challenging dog, start even from the crate where you have some of their options contained, and that makes it a lot easier. What do you think, Blue? You think this is good? Yeah? Okay.